We're back to build a new Mars mission. Hello, Elsinore. I am glad to see you again. Haha. I always see you. That's so fun. Why are you not showing up in my chat list? Anyhow, just getting started today. Was lucky enough this weekend to buy a bunch of expansion packs for this game. Can't wait to get them all tried and see how we do. This is really weird. Why are you not showing up in this? Well, anyway, as I said, I'm Lady Tarragon, and today we're playing Surviving Mars. Oh, okay, Twitch is slow. I really love, I really love this game. It is so much fun. And I don't know, it just seems like it's going to be one of my favorite ones to go to over the next bit of time, especially since we can increase the difficulty every so often and make it more and more challenging to play. Yeah, I can't think this morning. Oh, there you are. So, anyhow, I don't know. I think we really do need to get an intro, though, so that we have something that is just more than sitting here talking to just you and me. Yes, words are hard sometimes. Anyway, as you can see from the screen, I have pre-planned our new mission. We have a difficulty challenge of 100%. Our mission sponsor is International Mars Mission. City Mayor is our commander profile. Our colony logo. I can't help it. I love the Brussels sprouts logo. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know it doesn't do anything to have to change the logo. The logo has no bearing on everything. But it's just so different from the usual logos and everything. And let's see, we're going to do the power of 3, which is an easy mystery, it says. I don't know. I haven't played mysteries before. But that is going to be our storyline for this playthrough. And then we have no rival colonies. Rival colonies would be great, but I just like the idea of... Hi, Avernus. I just like the idea of having a whole planet to myself to spread out across. And especially with still learning the game. This weekend while I was playing, I actually did some of the planetary anomalies where you have to send your ship off to them. And then they do whatever, like you send off your rover and it does whatever to explore the anomaly. And that was great. But if you have to compete with somebody, with some other colony, that's kind of taking stuff away. And it's like, no, it's my planet. You can't have it. It's mine, all mine. So anyway... It is just, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun today. But anyway, game rules are ×1, which, let's see, it's a prefab colony. Lets us begin with free prefabs for all the buildings necessary for a small colony. And it says, geez, all that money we waste on space exploration. Just think how many bombs that could buy. Craig Bruce. I don't know who Craig Bruce is, but... yeah, no, we're not buying bombs. We're building colonies. Okay, so let's see. Game rules. Prefab colony. Begin with free prefabs for all buildings necessary for a small colony. Mission sponsor. Difficulty is very easy. Yeah, we are building slowly to more and more difficult games. I don't want to just jump in and play a normal game or a hard game and then go, what the heck, I should have done this easier. Now I don't know what I'm doing, and I've destroyed my colony. My people have died. I don't want my people dying, you know what I mean? So we have $32,000 million in funding. We start with 4 rockets, 200 applicants. We get 300 research points per soul. And our rare metals price is $25 million. So that's a good idea to concentrate on getting rare metals so that we can get them sold and make more money. We have a Zeus rocket, increased rocket payload of 70,000 kilograms, and an advanced Stirling generator, which generates power and can protect from cold waves. Our colonists never get Earth-sick. Our food supply from passenger rockets increased by 10 times. Our rockets synthesize their own fuel. That's good. That gives us a start to the game so that we don't have to worry about actually building a fuel refinery, though that does help speed things up. And we start with a self-sufficient dome prefab. That's going to come in handy when we get to the time to start actually having colonists come up to Mars. Let's see, we have an extra 2,000 million additional starting funding. Buildings require upkeep less often. And a bonus tech, Mars Nouveau, building costs in metals and concrete are reduced by 20%. This time it's going to cost us to build things, unlike our previous game, but it's not going to cost as much as it would if we were playing a normal game, and that's good, because it takes a lot to build these things. So anyway, let's go ahead and start our new game. And let's build a new colony. All right, so we have in our prefab buildings a drone hub, a moisture vaporator, and an advanced Stirling generator. That's not a bad start. There's a couple of things that I did learn playing by myself over the last couple of days. Those are good things to start with. We can always use a supply rocket to send us up a couple of others as needed. We have $28,690 million in funding. Let's see, what else do we have in this rocket? An RC Commander, RC Explorer, RC Transport, 6 drones, 15 polymer units, 15 machine parts, and 10 electronics, and 4 orbital probes. Those are going to come in handy, not right off, but a little later down the line. So here we go. Let's send our first ship to Mars. And I know where I want to build because it really is the best spot. There's not a lot of trouble. Marineris Alpha. We have very few dust devils, very few dust storms. And see, dust devils contaminate buildings, contaminate buildings in their area with Martian sand. Contaminated buildings require maintenance and may malfunction. Dust devils contaminate nearby buildings quickly but disappear relatively fast. Few dust storms. Dust storms contaminate all field buildings with dust and can last several sols. Colonies in areas with intense dust storms will require shorter maintenance cycles. Moxies and moisture vaporators are not operational during dust storms. A low number of meteors. can destroy or damage structures, colonists, and vehicles in their impact area. Some meteors are composed of useful resources like metal or polymers. Few cold waves. Cold waves last several sols, increasing the power consumption of vehicles, drones, and many field buildings. Water towers are frozen during cold waves. It's got a good supply of metals and rare metals. Metals are important for field buildings, while rare metals are exported to Earth and used in the production of electronics. A fair supply of concrete, about half-half. Concrete is used in the construction of many colony buildings, especially in the interior of the domes. And a lot of water, most vital resource for sustaining humans on Mars. Water can be extracted from deposits using water extractors, which I think this is going to be a good setup for us to start with, and we'll see how it goes. One thing I do like with the expansion packs that I got this week is we can actually now terraform the whole planet too. We're not going to do that in the beginning. We're not going to even...
Welcome to Mars.
We're not even going to start worrying about terraforming the planet. We're going to worry about building a sustainable colony first. And let's see. Welcome to Mars, Commander. Mission Control, log number 1. Welcome to Mars. Everyone at Mission Control is impatient to see the rocket touching down and unloading its precious cargo. Our remotely controlled eyes and hands on the red planet, the drones and rovers. Our goal is to secure a foothold for humanity by building the first Martian dome. This daunting endeavor will allow the brave pioneers, the founders, to settle on Mars and prove that the colony is sustainable. But until then, we have to make sure the colony has enough construction resources, water, oxygen, and power. All right, so here we go. Let's start. All right, so we need to designate a landing site for the rocket. And we'll close that. And let's look at our notices over here. First, the terraforming hint. To terraform Mars and create Earth-like environment for colonists, you have to gradually increase the 4 global terraforming parameters: atmosphere, temperature, water, and vegetation. Terraforming is a long process. Once complete, humans can start breathing outside domes. Start by researching a terraforming technology when ready. Further terraforming info is available in the encyclopedia. As I said, we're not going to worry about terraforming yet. There's way too much other stuff to do first. Alright, no active research. Select tech to research. So let's go ahead and line up our research for the day. And we're going to start with simple stuff. Decommission protocol. Always, let's see, decommission protocol. Excuse me, I can't speak. Allows the clearing of salvaged and destroyed buildings. We have reached the point where we must do away with old buildings on Mars to make way for new ones. Research cost is 1,000 research points. We will go ahead and do that first because it helps when you make a mistake in where you put things. Second, we're going to choose low G drive in robotics. Drones and rovers move 20% faster. An engine design optimized for low-gravity environments. Again, the research cost is 1,000 research points. So that will be our second. Under physics, we're not ready to do extractor amplification. There's no real need for it yet. So we're going to go ahead and skip that. And the social, receive a one-time grant of 1 million or 1,000 million funding for Mars crowdfunding. We'll save that for when we absolutely need it. Under biotech, we have low G fungi. New building fungal farm. Requires 8 concrete, 8 metals, 3 machine parts, and 6 people. an outdoor dome building that produces food. All fungi are edible. Some fungi are only edible once. Terry Pratchett. This is going to be a good one because our first people that we're going to bring to Mars, we're looking at, we have 12 colonists we can bring. We're going to bring six botanists and 4 geologists and 2 doctors. Or maybe 4 doctors and 2 geologists. Either way, we're going to put it in the infirmary and keep it staffed. So we'll go ahead and take that one. But biologists or botanists are necessary to grow food. Okay, and terraforming, we're going to skip that whole line for right now. So I guess we'll go ahead and put extractor amplification as 4th, and then we'll just worry about everything else as we get some time and space. Our main goal today is to get our dome established and to get our colonists up, and maybe if we have time, get through those first important years or souls in order to be able to get a second shipload of colonists. Excuse me. All right, so now we need to land our rocket, but let's go ahead and line up our scanning so that we know exactly what we have available around us. All right, so sector C6 is scanned already, and it has 78% buildable area. 1907. Hi, Crom. 1907 concrete available and 133 metals. So we're going to really get started with those rather quickly, but we'll go ahead and scan sector C5. B5, B6, B7. We're just going to go around in a circle and scan around that way. Hi, Royal. How are you this morning? And that gives us 7 spots. Let's go ahead and start scanning up this way. Yeah, I'm actually going to hold on to the probes for just a little bit until I get some of the lower areas scanned, and then I'm going to use the probes for up top. Since this is a whole brand new game, I don't want to get the tops scanned where I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, I've got stuff there that I want to get to, and I have to build tunnels. I want to wait just a little bit. But right now, we're going to go ahead and land our first rocket on our new world. And I do know... Oh, Lord. I do know where I want to land it. I just have to zoom out just a touch. There we go. This is about where I'm going to eventually build landing pads, and one of the things I discovered in the last weekend playing is you really do need 2 landing pads, one for the rockets coming from Earth and one for the ones you're sending out around the planet looking for anomalies. All right. And let's see, let's get rid of that message too. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our trusty little transport. And we're going to send it on a supply run. Well, actually, first thing we need to do is build a building for a... get out of the way. Stop. There we go. Okay, we need to build a supply pad, a supply depot for it to put metals on. And we're going to build that. Yeah, I've noticed I do like keeping them fairly close to the domes, but I do want to move them somewhere kind of out of the way. I'm trying to keep everything out of the way of the dust of the rockets, which is why I love those landing pads. And we'll put our metal storage here. There we go. Now we can take our transport and build a nice little route back and forth. There we go. So that's built. And now we need a concrete depot because we're going to be getting concrete. And let's build a universal. There we go. And now our drones can start unloading the rocket ship. And we can go ahead and build our first concrete extractor. All right. Now, when we set up the game and got our prefabs, we did not set to get a fuel refinery, but we still have one. Five rockets? Which sponsor is that? I need to look into that one for another game. And there's that. Let's get our commander and send him over this way. Oh, I'll have to look at Spacewire. I don't think I looked at that one today. And we're going to need a power supply. We're going to use one of the small Stirling generators. We don't want to use our big one quite yet. And we need a waste dump. So we'll build a large one. And we'll build it over on this side of the extractor. There we go. One thing I like about this particular setup nice. One thing I like about this particular setup, though, is that we do start with quite a few moisture vaporators. We have 3 to start with. 3 times as slow as normal rockets. Oh my gosh. That would be so frustrating. Sitting there waiting. I mean, I was having trouble last night playing. I was like, come on, hurry up. Darn it, I really don't want to speed this game up, but I'm going to have to because I don't have a lot of time. And there we go. That gets our power started. All right. And now we're going to take one of those moisture vaporators that we've got. Let's look up a bit. We're going to want to put our colony in this area more than likely, because we do have that research point. So let's see. First things first. First thing, we need to send our explorer over here to look at this anomaly. There we go. But we do need to find some rare metals. We need to find them pretty quickly. Anyhow, let's get started. We're going to build a... Let's build a moisture vaporator and let's build a moisture vaporator setup. I did discover one thing playing last night that just absolutely tickled me pink. And we're going to build our first moisture vaporator over by our concrete extractor, since that's where our energy source is. And we'll go ahead and line up the second and third as well. And we'll just set up a line of moisture vaporators. So that we have a good supply of water. I tried that the other day with putting them closer together and they were too close. So, and this way it also leaves space for things to go in between them. I'll have to try that later. We're going to run into probably a slight power situation. And see, this way I can also go in and set up. We only have one water tower to start, but if we put it there, that gives us a place to put a line of water towers. And then we can put our fuel extractor down this way. Yeah. I could see doing that if space is really limited. Right now we're in a really pretty good situation. I did actually snug up some of them in another game. Afterward, that's a wonderful thing about salvaging things. Alright, so now we need to open our Stirling generator. And we need to build some pipes. There we go. I would rather they went a little bit straighter, but, you know, you can't really be that choosy about it.
Anomaly analyzed. Milestone achieved.
And we now have new techs available for research.
There's more to the barren environs of the Red Planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder, so long as you know where to look.
Even the tiniest, simple-looking rock can contain the answers to mysteries which perplexed the human mind for generations. Sometimes it takes just a simple discovery to assure us of the vastness of the universe, an encouragement to make us look beyond the boundaries of our existence and into the future. So we have the effect: the following techs have been revealed on the research screen: low-G high-rise and water reclamation. Okay, good. Since we have all our research set up, we don't need to worry about going there and looking at that right now, and we have achieved our first milestone. So, let's go back and take a look at everything. And let's go ahead and put out our our fuel refinery, our one fuel refinery that we have. And we're going to go ahead and put it near our third moisture evaporator, so that it just kind of joins everything together at the same time. Alright, and this is what frustrates me. Oh, okay, they're still building down there. And let's go ahead and give that some power. There we go. All right. So now we have it set up, have our water collection set up, and our fuel refinery as soon as they build the power cable to it. Let's take a look at our current power grid. Power production 20, total demand 20. We need a second Stirling generator over there. And so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to use these because they're faster right now. Eventually we're going to switch over to solar and wind. But we're going to take advantage of everything we possibly can right now. All right, our transport is still collecting materials. Our fuel refinery is not working yet because our power generator is not up yet. And this is actually not a bad place to build this whole industrial setup. And there goes our fuel refinery online. This is actually not a bad place to build this setup. It's far enough away from where we're going to end up putting colonies, or putting our domes. Oh goodness. That is frustrating. All right, so here we go. But this is a really not a bad way to get this set up to begin with. We just have to wait on our research to be done first before we can really do a lot of other things. However, we can go ahead. Hello, Alternative Rue. How are you today? Let's go ahead and build build our first landing pad. We'll send our rocket off with it, and put another one where it's sitting shortly. There we go. Warm is a good word for it, yes. All right, so another thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put out a depot for our fuel, because eventually we're going to have enough. We're going to need one. So here's our fuel depot, and we'll line it up with the others. So let's take a look and see how our scanning is doing, our planetary scanning. 99% or 68%. Since it's still early in the day, we can go ahead and speed up the time a little bit. I don't want to get it going too fast. There we go. And the other thing is having the landing pads is a good place to bring down supply pods. Well, bring them down beside it since they automatically just bounce off anyway. And there's our first landing pad done. Nice. So our refueling is going well. We're not going to have any exports. But that's okay. We'll get those eventually. The other side of the sun, your attention is required, okay? While sifting through the red dust, our drones discovered the remains of an old concrete bunker. The treasure inside is a folder of old documents. The ink has almost completely vanished, but with extra effort and creativity, you managed to press through. In the distant 1973, an isolated country made a secret landing on Mars in preparation for further colonization of the entire solar system. Led personally by the great leader himself, their tireless engineers created many wonders of architecture and creativity. This deed was made possible only by the eternal wisdom and guidance of the great leader. Alright, so we have choices. Thank you, glorious leader, which will gain us 10 recharge station prefabs, reveals technologies in the robotics tree. Or, thank you, glorious leader, gain 4 water tower and 4 oxygen tank prefabs. That reveals tech in the engineering tree. Or, thank you, glorious leader, gain 40 statue prefabs, reveals tech in the social tree. I'm thinking we probably would want to go with the engineering tree technology reveals. Engineering seems to be a very important thing, and it would get us a little bit ahead on some of those too when it comes time to research. So we're going to choose number 2. And anyway, 4 water tanks, that's great. That with our water tank setup, that will actually come in handy before we get our colonists. There we go.
Anomaly found.
Oh, and we found another anomaly. So let's take a look and see where that is. Okay, so we can now go over here and send our lovely little explorer who is sitting idly by doing nothing to scan. There we go. So that will go there, and let's go back to our rocket. I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping that there would be... it's scanning where we're at now. And we're at 89%. I'm hoping for a rare metals deposit in these first 4 quadrants. Rare metals are so important for money. And let's see what we get. But this is a good area to build, obviously. 99% buildable, 78 there. It's the most buildable of all the spots until we get way up here. So let's see what we've got. Come on, 96. 7. We'll know in a minute. Oh my gosh. I kind of want to...
scanned. Anomaly found.
Oh, there's
Research complete.
Wow.
Anomaly analyzed.
That was close. We almost put our landing pad on top of the anomaly. All right, so let's see what our one that we just analyzed is. Okay, just tells us about priority. And our low G research is done. Okay, oh, we have plenty of places to build. So let's see, we're going to skip low G high rise right now. We'll get that a little closer. We can increase our cargo space. We'll do that. Low G hydrosynthesis. We don't need a polymer factory yet. Rockets and shuttles require less fuel. Advanced Martian engines. The scarcity of Martian-made rocket fuel options has made for our first true contribution towards rocket engine efficiency. Research cost is 2,000 research points, but that is going to be really good. Instead of requiring so much fuel, it will give us about half. And what's the next? Micro manufacturing. We'll skip that one for right now, too. Let's see what we have under robotics. Drone swarm. Drone hubs are constructed with additional 2 drones, and the maximum number of drones is increased by 80. Yeah, cheaper refuel, yes, very much so. Drones being the backbone for most of the heavy and dangerous labor on Mars, it is essential our hubs have greater operating capacity in order to employ more drones at any given time. Yeah, let's take that one. There we go, and that gives us plenty of research to do. I have not played Tropico yet. I know people who have it and who have played and love it, but it's just not been one of the ones that I've had on my radar for some reason. I'm trying to think what came out at the same time it did that had me really tied up with. We do have rare metals. Yay! This means that this area right here is going to be a good spot to put our first dome when we get to it. I don't think I've seen Frostpunk. And I don't really mind dystopian stuff. I've got a couple of games that are rather dystopian or unusually, well, one of my friends would call them just flat out horror games. Ow! Ooh, that might be interesting. I love games that you have to manage things, and that would definitely be a management. Okay, so we have rare metals, we have pretty much everything. Now all we have to do is worry about getting enough supplies built up for our first colony.
Anomaly analyzed.
Alright. I'll have to look into that. I like games like that. New techs are available for research.
There's more to the barren environs of the red planet than meets the eye.
Let's see what we got.
A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder. So long as you know where to look.
Alright, so we got hygroscopic vaporators and systematic training. That's good. Hygroscopic... can't speak. Moisture vaporator upgrade. Yes, we will definitely take that on our next time of giving... on our next time of setting some research. We don't need it quite yet. Systematic training. Scientists and botanists have 10% performance when working in their specialty. I will definitely get that later because botanists are one of the first people we're going to bring to the planet. I've never been a horror fan, which is really weird when you consider that a lot of what I read or watch is horror. It's not something that I deliberately seek out. But I end up with it anyway, and I always end up enjoying it. It just is not my first choice. I'll have to look into that. There's a couple of things that I do want to get that are on Steam. Like I was saying earlier, I just got a lot of the expansion packs for this through the Steam sale. And it's like, oh my gosh, now I can put in ranches and animals, and I'm not ready to do that yet. But it did give us some new buildings for this. Yeah, I have to be very picky and choosy about what I buy for games right now. Which is why I actually like Epic for a lot of things, because they have that free game every week. It's like, oh, do I want this one? That looks interesting. I've gotten some really good games from there, but that and I actually got Surviving Mars for free from Humble Bundle. So, yeah. I have a lot of older games that I like that I do get to play from occasion. Most of those, though, I have to play on an older laptop so that I can actually play them, because they don't want to play on my new computers. Again, most of them, though, are city builders. Simulation games are really my primary favorites. Alright, how's our rocket doing? Almost fueled. Yay. 10 more fuels and we can send that back to Earth. And we can look at what we need to do next. I was like, one of my favorite older games is Pharaoh, and it just will not run on Windows 10 stuff. I've got to play it on an older computer, which can get so frustrating sometimes. Yeah, I've got a lot of games through them too. Yeah, Pharaoh is a great game. They've got, not only do they have that one, they have a whole series of games similar to it. Like one where you're actually building in China, and what's the other one? I can't think of it right now. But they're great. I picked up all the Sherlock Holmes games on there and streamed most of them. Yeah, Rome and Greece. And, yeah, that was what it was, Rome and Greece. Poseidon, I think, is the name of the Greek one. So, they actually have Sherlock Holmes games. I didn't know that. I love Sherlock Holmes. I'm going to have to look into that, because actually being able to play them would be great. There is nothing wrong with a puzzle point and click game. Alright, how's our rocket doing? Our rocket is now ready to go back to Earth, so we will send it off. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. There we go.
Research complete. Milestone achieved.
Nice. I will definitely have to look into those. Orphaned drones. Oh, we need to build a drone controller. A drone hub. Forgot about that. And we have 2 of them. So we will build a drone hub way over here by our...
Sector scanned.
Oh, let's build a drone hub over here by our extractor, simply because it's a good spot to put it. Ooh! We just missed a meteor hitting. And we have another sector scanned. So let's go ahead and line up 2 more sectors. And then go back to what we're doing. Looks like our explorer just got really dirty. So let's move it away from our landing pad. And let it sit over there. Whoops, no, 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 no. Go back here. Thank you. I really need to remember to hit the right button. And we'll build our second landing pad next to our first one. And we have another research spot open. All right, and we're going to take the hygroscopic vaporators because that will help us produce more water. Yes, what's this one? Magnetic filtering. Okay, we're not producing oxygen yet, so we're not going to worry about it quite yet. There we go. Nice. Is that a video game, or is that going to be like an RPG? Tabletop. Not bad. Avernus runs a couple of Roll20 games each week that I get to hear all about. And we have reached our second milestone, launch a rocket from Mars. And now we got to find water, construct a dome, first humans. Yes. We are well on our way. Yeah, I get to hear all about them. He's working on a third one that sounds really interesting. I'm like, dang, I just wish I had more time to play things like that too. All right. So let's take a look and see how we're doing on our resources. We got +2 power in our grid. We've built up 125 metals, 68 concrete, no rare metals yet. Well, that's gonna wait till we get people anyway, so. What do we need for our first dome? We still have plenty of, oh, this is something important to put out. We'll go ahead and put out our first sensor. And we'll put it well over here by our power sources. Important to keep word coming from there. Oh, okay, Avernus. I just remembered the Roll20, you know. because that was what you were doing for so long. All right. And I don't know why I just sent that one way over there. There we go. Okay, so let's see. We are checking our first dome. Now, we do have the one self-sufficient dome that we start with as part of our prefab deal. Contains a small dome suitable for the early days of the colony, together with water and oxygen producing facilities and storages. Construction layout places the following buildings: small dome, Moxie,
Sector
2 moisture
scanned.
vaporators, water tower, oxygen tank, food depot, power cables, and pipes. And that is going to cost us 27 power, 1 oxygen, and 1 water, and 1 concrete and 8 metals for maintenance. Alright, let's take a look, because we're going to want to get it between the research point and the rare metals. So that's a good place to put it when the time comes, which I'm not quite ready to do it, but I want to angle it just right so that when we do get ready to build more things... Ah! I did not mean to do that. Dang it. Oh well. I guess we're building our first dome now. Alright, so we're going to need a power supply, and for that we do have that lovely
Research complete. Milestone achieved.
we do have that lovely advanced Stirling generator, which we will put over here, and puts us within our range of our research site anyway, so there we go. So we have 2 water vaporators, oxygen, and now we're going to have power. There we go. All right, let's look at our research that was complete. We have an extra slot. Okay, so now we need the magnetic filtering for our Moxie upgrade. Magnetic filtering, oxygen production increased by 50%. Magnetic filters block ferromagnetic metal contaminants as well as weakly magnetic particles from the Martian atmosphere when inhaled by our Moxies, greatly increasing their efficiencies. We'll go ahead and take that one. And now we can look at our current dome, which is not badly placed, actually. It's close enough to the landing pads that they'll have no problem getting there. The big thing is I'm going to want to keep these 2 spots, keep part of them open for passages to other domes. I'm not displeased with where it landed, but there are better places it could have been. So let's look at our... Yeah, we have plenty of stuff here now. Okay. Let's go ahead and start planning for things. One of the things I did like... Alright, we're going to start with, of course, our living complex. And we will keep... We'll put our people living in this quarter. Or this
Sector
6th.
scanned.
And now we need, of course, our services. One of the things I like is with the upgrades that I got, the DLC I got, instead of having to put a big grocer, there's a small grocer, a small art store, and a small space bar, so we don't have to go with the big one that requires everything. But it still tells me that I don't have enough stuff when I've got it all built. So what we're going to do is first we're going to go, of course, we're going to put in our hydroponic farm, because I think that's a necessity. We're going to put in a mushroom farm too, but that's going to be, now see, I almost did that again. I almost put it where I didn't want it to be. We'll put the hydroponics farm here. And then we're going to go with a fungal farm. Like I said, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in lots of botanists, because food is an important thing. And since the fungal farm needs water, we're going to put it over here next to this particular moxie. I just want to get it angled just right there. There we go. All right. All right, now we want dome services. And we're going to want an infirmary. We want our colonists to be as healthy as possible. And we'll place that in this corner. And so they get plenty of exercise. Let's see. I want to look at the encyclopedia for a moment before I decide on whether to use... Oh, wait a minute. There we go. The small grocer needs 3 workers, 1 per shift. The grocer needs 3 workers, 1 per shift. So it doesn't really matter which we put. Service comfort is 50. 50 service comfort. Consumption is 1 food, 1 food. The difference is in the amount of maintenance and the original cost. So we'll go with the small grocer. We really don't want to use a lot of resources quite yet. And we'll put small grocer over here. And then we need a space bar. Let's see, a small space bar gives us 3 workers, 1 per shift. 6 workers, 2 per shift for a regular space bar. And same for a diner. Provides dining, social, and food. Relaxation, drinking, and social. We'll go with the small space bar. And it's not going to go in that corner. Yes, Alcinor, spacebar is a good thing. And we'll put it in... I almost did it again. I'm trying to avoid putting anything in these areas. Though I do have, if I do put a small spacebar here, there is room for a tunnel, a passageway out. So we'll go ahead and we'll put the small spacebar here. Alright. So, and let's look at our productions. A rare metals extractor, which extracts rare metals from underground deposits, imagine that. All extractors raise dust, resulting in more frequent maintenance for buildings in the gray area. Cost is 12
Sector
metals
scanned.
for
Anomaly found.
for machine parts. Consumption is 5 electric. 2 maintenance is 2 machine parts, and needs 12 workers, 4 per work shift. Alright, let's go ahead because we are going to go ahead and bring 4 geologists first thing. And we'll put that right on top. And let's call our commander over this way. There we go. And we're going to need to put a drone hub out here, obviously, so that they are close to where they need to be. So we'll go around to the side over here. No, no, no. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Oh, goodness. And we'll get a drone hub and build it also next to the generator so that short lines of cable. There we go. All right. So now we can go ahead and call our first people from Mars. Or to Mars. Resupply. View message. Mission Control suggests that we order a rocket or supply pod with valuable payload from Earth. We will need all the help we can get to survive the harsh environment of the Red Planet. Back on Earth, a dutiful team is standing by for our call. In mere hours, they can prepare a new rocket or supply pod and fill it with whatever resources we request within the limits of the funding provided by our sponsor. Don't hesitate to make the call and secure valuable resources which we still can't produce ourselves, or we are deprived of on the surface of the Red Planet. Hint: you can open the resupply screen from the HUD button and order a new rocket or supply pod with resources, buildings, and vehicles from Earth. Hint: resupply missions can be used as long as you have funding in order to order a payload from Earth. Supply pods cost extra, but rockets will require refueling for the return trip. Okay. Well, we are about to order people, and let's look at what supplies we do need. Alright, we have metals, we have concrete. We're running low on electronics, so we do need a supply of resources. We can get some polymers, electronics, machine parts, and some more drones. That would be a good purchase. Plus we can get our people on another rocket. So let's go ahead and first things first, we'll order a cargo rocket. We don't need any prefab buildings, I don't think. Doesn't look like it yet. So let's go ahead and just fill up on polymers, machine parts, and electronics. So we'll take 5, 10, 15, 20 electronics, 20 machine parts, 20 polymers, which still leaves us 46,000 kilograms. We have 18 drones so far. Let's go ahead and get an additional 10. Still have 36,000 kilograms. So we can get some more electronics. Let's get 50 electronics. 50 machine parts and 50 polymers. There we go. So that's a good supply of stuff for resupply. And launch that one. And now we can go and get
Sector
our
scanned.
medics, biologists, and geologists for our next rocket. All right, so we're going to use our filter for this. We're going to set our age group so that we don't have any seniors, no children, and no middle-aged people. We want to keep our colonists as young as possible. And we'll apply that one and apply our next filter, which is specialization. And we're going to take... we need 4 geologists, 4 botanists, and 4 medics. That will give us a good supply of people. All right, so let's see. There were only 4 medics available. That gives us 3 geologists. They've only given us 1 medic. We're going to keep Monica. And let's see. Let's pick our 4 botanists. An enthusiast, alcoholic. Nope, no alcoholics allowed right now. And Mishti Gupta is a glutton and a hypochondriac. And maybe Abdul Basu is a loner, loses comfort every day while living in a dome with population over 30. Recovers sanity when gaming. We'd have to put in an electronics store, so we're going to kind of skip gamers right now. Let's see. Bogdana Ivanova. Loner, loses comfort every day. Composed. Yes, we will take her because she is composed and healthy. And fit. Alright. Chenggong Li. Workaholic, composed, religious. Yes, we will keep her. Or him. And let's see. Pihui Huya, I guess. I don't know. No, we don't want any gluttons right now. Ah. Lien Wang, scientist. Ooh. He's a genius, which would be good. Or she's a genius, which would be good. Let me hold on her for a moment. Pamela Warren, hypochondriac. That's her only problem. Okay, we'll take her. So far, we have only 1 male out of our 4 people that we've chosen. Huh. 1, 2, 3. So we still need another botanist. Rajiv Joshi is a nerd, gains a temporary morale boost every time a new technology is researched, and a hippie. Gains twice as much comfort in gardens and parks. We'll take him. So that gives us our 4 botanists. And we have 2 geologists picked so far. We want to look at medics. So let's do this. Let's go back to our specializations, and all we're going to look at right now are the medics. Because we do need medics. Alright, we'll take him. And I just clicked off a medic. So we have to go down to the bottom of our list of possible people. Alright, so 3 medics, that's 1, 2, 3. That gives us 1 medic per shift. So if we can't pick a 4th medic, that's not as bad a problem. The big one is going to be getting the geologists, quite honestly. We have 3 of our 4 botanists we have all 4 of our botanists that I want. No tourists. Bao Yu Peng. Loner, sexy, rugged. Yeah, we'll take him. And that gives us 9 out of 12. 1, 2, 3. So we can actually get a couple of scientists for our lab. No, we only have one of our geologists picked. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick the rest of our geologists. And we're just going to rule everybody else out for right now. Alright. We don't have a casino, so gambling shouldn't be too big a problem. And Gustav, yeah, we'll take him too. So that gives us, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no. We have 14 out of 12 people picked. So let's see. Louise Alfred has no comfort penalties because she's rugged, recovers sanity when gaming. We do want to keep Dhruv Ghosh because he is religious, which leads to low sanity, never leads to suicide. And he has a higher individual base morale. And let's see. Melancholic. And we'll take Abdul Basu. All right. So that gives us our 12 applicants, our 12 colonists. Should be not a bad group. All right, let's launch our ship. And while our ships are running to Mars, I'm going to step away for just a minute, and I will just leave it running while they go.
Sector scanned.
Okay, sorry about that. Watermelon is a wonderful thing to eat, but oh my gosh. It will make you really thirsty sometimes. And welcome to Lauren 1350 and oh, crepes are so good. And Commander Root in Discord for small streamers. I apologize for not welcoming you sooner. I have a slight problem with my menu doesn't always update. Alright, so our rockets are, we've got one about ready to land and one almost ready to land. So we almost have our colonists on our planet. This one should be our supply rocket.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Alright, so we have several anomalies to go look at. Let's see. Project Seal. Multiple strange signals detected over time can all be traced to this area. It is now nicknamed The Zone. Needs a crew of 7. Any specialization, expedition time 12 hours. Outcome is breakthrough. Ooh, that would be nice to do, but I don't know if I'm ready to send people off when we're just getting them to Mars. Project Archimedes. We have discovered an open vein of hematite ore. It seems we can send an expedition to mine it even without heavy equipment. Additional inventory, RC transport, 12 hours expedition time, outcome, resources. Not bad. We could probably do that one. And Project Monarch. Again, needs people. A regular satellite sweep located an easily exploitable deposit of rare metals. Oh my gosh. 6 crew. Specialization officer. Expedition time 12 hours. Outcome resources. We cannot take advantage of that one yet. Alright. And our colonists are ready to land as well, so let's land them on the second landing pad. And let's slow things down. Just a touch. And let's look at, we have 1, 2, 3 anomalies that we can send our explorer to, which is sitting here idle anyway. So we'll send it up here to this one first. And let's look at our research. Nope, everything's still going well. 78% on fuel compression. And let's go back to our dome.
Milestone achieved.
Alright, so now we need to put people to work. Alright, first check our milestones. We still have to find water.
Full of hope and determination, the first founders have set foot on the Red Planet.
The next 10 sols will be full of difficulties and dangers, but also with great promises and opportunities. It is now to us to prove that Mars can be a doorway to greater riches and the future of the human civilization. Even the most epic adventures begin with a single step. Effect: arrival of additional colonists temporarily suspended until the colony proves able to sustain human life. Your founder colonists must survive for 10 sols before additional people can arrive. Hint: The colony will be evaluated positively before the period ends in the event the first human is born on Mars. If you feel you are up to the challenge, try constructing a medical building and raising the comfort of the founders as much as possible with service buildings. Okay. Well, we do have...
Research complete. Milestone achieved. New colonists have arrived.
We do have a medical facility. Let's make sure that we have 4 doctors, but we're going to move one from the second shift to the third shift. There we go. So now our medical building is staffed all day long. We have 2 biologists working, or 2 botanists working in our hydroponics farm, and 4 working in our fungal farm. Not bad. Wait a minute. No, we do not want you working there. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. And let's block off those 3 spots for now. And let's look at... Yes, there we go. That's the way it should be. And now let's look at our... Oh, we still have not gotten our... Still have not gotten our rare metals built. Processor built. Alright. We have our 12 colonists. We have our we have our milestone. And fuel compression is complete. Okay, so let's see. Low G engineering, new dome, medium, a medium-sized dome, new dome, Trigon, a triangle-based dome, new building, Low G amusement park, a service building which provides satisfaction for tourists, gaining experience in actually building constructions on Mars rather than just hypothesizing. Has vastly advanced our off-Earth architectural capabilities. Or low-G hype. No, we're not ready for that yet. Ha! This is what we want. Probes are cheaper and can deep scan. That's the one we want. All right. So now let's take a look. We need more power. Why do we need more power? Interesting. 2 of our geologists are working there. So we're going to have to put out another Stirling generator. Good thing we have a couple of them. That's not it. And we can actually open this one, which will help a lot. There we go.
Crop failure reported.
Oh goodness, no edible food has been harvested. However, we have people working in them now, so they will get some new food pretty soon. Alright, so that one is growing wheatgrass, and then we will grow leaf crops, and then we will grow microgreens, and we'll just go through the cycle one after another. And it's not like they don't have food. And our spacebar, we're going to leave running like that till we get our need for geologists done. And there's our little drones going to work on it right now, so that's good. Let's look at our scans. Oh, we've almost got everything scanned. So let's go ahead and line up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. We're just going in a big circle. And eventually we will get to where we've got everything pretty much scanned out. Still working on that anomaly. And we've got 1, 2, 3 more areas of rare metals found. That's good. And our anomaly is analyzed.
We've analyzed material from the anomaly, and it completely validates our hypothesis on abiogenic petroleum.
The pocket of natural gas we discovered deep among the hydrocarbon rocks was nothing short of evidence of petroleum formation. The geophysicists here at Mission Control stare at the research data in disbelief. Mars, even in its alien nature, has proven once more a teacher in the mysteries so well veiled on our home world. This unique opportunity allows us to gaze into the past of Mars and gather knowledge which would take months to simulate inside a laboratory. So, let's see, we can conduct on-site volatiles experiments, which reduces the cost of physics research by 10%. Or we can conduct on-site polymerization experiments, which reduces the cost of engineering research by 10%. Or we can sell the scientific data and get $500 million in funding. I think we will do on-site volatiles experiments. Research is always best, I think. There we go. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and send our explorer over to here to analyze this anomaly. Whoops. Alright, so that is traveling where we need it to travel to. And we need to... No, not that. There. Get that set scanning. And now we can go over here. And wire in our metals extractor. Which we will then close one shift at our space bar. And correspondingly, an early shift at the grocer. And we're going to close 2 slots of our rare metals extractor so that everything has somebody working. Alright, so yes, I know you're not working where you want to work, but you're just going to have to deal with it for now. And we're going to set it so that the buildings that require specialization only have specialists working in them. For the simple fact that we don't want non-specialists working in buildings if we can avoid it. There we go. So we have 9 souls, 7 hours to go before we can get more people onto our planet. And let's see, we have 1 unemployed person. Who is unemployed? One of our geologists. Huh. It looks like. Why is one of our geologists unemployed? Let's see. I want to take a look at our dome. We have... Let's see. 2 jobs, or 1 job. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. So that's 5. 6. 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. All right, so we can actually open our grocer for 2 shifts, or we can put 1 more in rare metals extracting, and that seems like it's going to be the best thing. So, there we go. And that should put our last person to work. There we go. So now everybody is employed.
Breakthrough discovered.
Ah, we have a breakthrough. Let's take a look at that in a moment. We have 2 vacant work slots. No unemployed people. 19 disabled work slots. Lots to do. Somehow we ended up with 5 geologists. Okay. So let's go take a look at our breakthrough that we discovered. Neural empathy. That is going to be... Unlocks rare trait, empath. Empaths raise the morale of all colonists in the dome. The effect stacks with other empaths. The human brain has 100 billion neurons, each neuron connected to 10,000 other neurons. Sitting on your shoulders is the most complicated object in the known universe. Michio Kaku. Yeah, that's definitely going to go on our list. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out adapted probes, and we're going to research neural empathy, because that's going to be really a nice one to have. I have had the pleasure over the years of listening to Michio Kaku talk. He is an amazing, amazing physicist. I used to listen to a show, Art Bell After Midnight, that he was on a lot. Yes, yes. I I used to listen to Art Bell because I used to drive over the road, and Art Bell would come on because my shift was midnight to noon, and I got through more miles listening to that show at night that it was just absolutely wonderful. Sit there going down the road, and you'd lose the station and be sitting there going, okay, what's the next station he's on? Exactly. He passed away not too long ago. Maybe 3 years ago now.
Sector scanned.
It was really sad. All right, so we can set up another sector to scan. There we go. Yeah, it was a really great show. It really was. I loved some of the things that he talked about, though. He had one episode that just, I was laughing the whole time because he didn't like vegetables, but he loved chocolate. And this one person was telling him, I can get it where you'll like vegetables. And so she took chocolate and she coated, I want to say it was Brussels sprouts with the chocolate, and sent it to him, or maybe it was lima beans. I don't remember exactly which. And she sent it to him, and he was like, you ruined the chocolate. It was just so funny. Malachi Martin ones were interesting. Yes, definitely. But Michio Kaku, oh my God, that man is just an incredible speaker. Alright, so we are all set up now to, let's see if we can get through 10 souls without anybody dying or our planet, our dome getting cracked or anything. Okay, and we now have 2 empty rockets. That one is gathering resources. And we're going to tell this one it can't gather resources because we're going to go look at those planet anomalies and see which one we want to send it off onto. Alright, so let's go send on expedition. It's waiting to refuel. And we're going to take one that's close by that doesn't require peoples. If we send it to Project Archimedes, 12 hours, we'll have to send our transport with it. But it's not doing anything at the moment anyway. So let's go ahead and take that one. It doesn't require people right now. There we go. And so now we just wait for it to finish refueling. Excuse me, and wait for our transport to get there. Where is our transport? Over here. So it's not going to move till the ship is reloaded. Is refueled. Oh, we can load it now. So let's go ahead and do that. No, I don't want it to load fuel or food. There we go. And so now that is waiting to get on board. As soon as the rocket finishes refueling. And this rocket has one export on board. Not a lot. We could continue to wait for more. Or we can send it now. It doesn't really matter. It's not like it's going to cost us anything to wait, because we really can't do anything for a while. New special project, launch SETI satellite. Let's take a look at that. Grants funding, multiple uses of this project will yield diminishing return. Additional inventory, 50 fuel, 30 electronics, 50 metals. Takes 4 sols, 4 hours, and gives $2,000 million outcome. We may do that one next, since we are actually... Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and send... Do we have the available resources? We have concrete, we have metals, we do have electronics. How many did it need for that one? Let's take a look. 30 electronics, and we have 56. We could bring more electronics up from Earth to do it. That's going to be an interesting trade-off. Alright, because that gives us how much in funding? 2,000 million. And if we bring a supply pod, we could actually just send that rocket back and bring another rocket up. Just looking at pricing right now. Electronics is going to cost us 100 million for 5, 400 million for 20, 25 is 500 million. And we would make 2,000 million. That's not too bad a trade-off, actually. We would make about double what we spent in bringing a rocket up with the parts. So we're going to go ahead and, even though it's only got the one export on board, we'll go ahead and send it back to Earth and order another rocket with machine parts or with electronics, and we'll use it to go to this to do the SETI project. Oh, there's some more resources on board still. Okay, so abort that. What's still on board? What is still on board? Oh, we need depots. That's the problem. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a polymers depot. And a machine parts depot. And an electronics depot. And there we go. And what else do we have here? We have our fuel, and we need a rare metals depot because we are digging those up. There we go. That gets all that done. And we need a dumping site for this one. I forgot to put that in. There we go. I really want to get where you can liquefy the waste rock so that we can clean these dumping sites out too. All right, so this rocket is just about refueled. How much longer do we have on refueling? 35%. For advanced Martian engines. Okay, did we already... Yes, we did fuel compression, already researched. Okay. So, and let's take a look at our scanning is going well. Where is our little RC Explorer, which is idle? It can go scan this anomaly. There we go. It does get interesting trying to manage everything that's going on in this game. Alright, so our depots are getting filled. Everything is working nicely. $163.8 concrete, 110.2 metals. No fuel right now. It's all going on board the ship. And 16 polymers. Ooh. Do we have another fuel? Nope, that's the wrong one. Here we go. No, we do not have another fuel refinery. What do we have? We have three Stirling generators and 4 water towers, 5 oxygen tanks, and another Moxie. Let's see how our water is doing. Okay, our first tank is full, so let's go ahead and put out a second tank. And we should be able to slide a third one in there as well. There we go. So that'll give us plenty of water storage too for right now. Okay, so how's our ship coming along? It's getting there. And this one is almost loaded. It's just waiting on fuel. We definitely need another fuel refinery, obviously. So we'll have to get one of those next time. Because we do not have the ability to build one yet. I don't think. Let's see. That's for the domes. That's micro manufacturing. Polymer factory. Cargo space. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have the ability to build refineries yet. Yeah, we need prefab parts for this building. Uses a resupply rocket to bring more prefabs from Earth. So we need to do some research there. All right. Hey, we have 3 exports on board now. That's good. That's going to be 75,000 or 75 million. Something like that. Our polymers are almost unloaded. Electronics and machine parts are almost unloaded. They're still unloading food on this one. I think we need to put in a food depot. Simply to hurry that up. Especially since we don't seem to have one other than the one outside the building. And we'll put this food depot over here next to... There we go. Next to the fungi building. The fungal farm. Which is getting in need of maintenance itself. Seven souls, 21 hours remaining on our first 10 souls. And let's check on our people. They're missing a service building for shopping, a service building for social, a service building for drinking, a service building for gambling, and a service building for luxury. My goodness, you would think that on the first thing of Mars, they would not be so anxious to have all that stuff. But then again, I guess maybe they do need it to be happy. 4 exports on board. And the ship is ready to go back to Earth. So we can keep waiting, or we can go ahead and send it back and get our SETI rocket, which is what we are going to do. So back to Earth she goes. And while she does that, we're going to go ahead and order a cargo rocket full of electronics. We get 10 electronics. Well, 50 electronics, 50 machine parts. 50 polymers. A second explorer, a second transport. Should I go ahead and get another fuel refinery Decisions, decisions. If I did that, I would need to take out some of the... Let's see if we took out 10 of each. That gives us enough space for a fuel refinery. And then back, and we'll fill out with electronics. There we go, and that only leaves us 1,000 kilos that we're not carrying. So we can grab an extra orbital probe. All right. It still leaves us $22.5 billion. Sorry about being so close to the rocket. We have an anomaly analyzed.
We've collected valuable geographic data at the site of the anomaly.
Analysis of the crust yielded rare insights on the geological history of Mars, especially about the ancient Thechian period, in which volcanic activity released immense amounts of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere. Several key hypotheses of the exogeologists were confirmed by our findings. The scientific community praised the findings, raising the status of our mission in the eyes of humanity. Our sponsor committed additional funds to the mission. So we can get $200 million in funding, and get 2 drone hub prefabs, or 4 moisture vaporator prefabs. Now this is an interesting choice because we could do with all 3, but we can only pick one. At the moment, I think we'll go with the additional funding, simply because it's better to have money in the bank. We can always buy as we go along, and we are getting research done. So eventually we'll have the research done to build our own drone hubs and moisture vaporators. So yeah, let's take the funding this time. There we go. And this rocket is waiting for the required payload to arrive, which is the transport. No, we don't want to load food. Alright, it needs a transport. There's my transport. Why are you not going on board? Oh, it still has food on board, apparently. Yes, it still has 23 food on board. Good Lord Almighty. It's hard to believe they bring so much food with them. I guess they really were concerned about starving those first couple of souls. Alright. Remaining duration on our founder stage, 7 souls, 15 hours. And we are currently into leaf crops, which are at 28%. Everyone is just so busy, it looks like. Yep. We have 0.4 rare metals stored. 0.2 stored waste rock. Huh. And it is night on Mars. A lot of light in the dome. There we go. All right, let's take a look at our water. Very comfortable. Our tanks are slowly gaining water. And we'll look at how our scanning is coming. 90% for this sector, for sector B3. And how's our research doing? 49% on advanced Martian engines. Okay, 27% of the way back to Earth, 35% of the way to Mars. And hopefully this one is finally done. Nope, still 7 food on board. Little drones are so slow. I thought that was one of the things I had researched, was to speed the drones up. Yeah, they move 20% faster than they did. Drone swarm. Drone hubs are constructed with additional 2 drones, and the maximum number of drones is increased by 80. Nice. Okay. We could speed time up a bit. I don't know. I just have a very hard time doing that, except in rare occasions. It just seems like it's cheating to me, which is funny, but, you know, there you go. 5 food on board. And there go the little drones to take 3 of it off. And here come 2 more. It should be done in just a minute, and then our ship will be loading up the transport and off on its way. While our next ship is now 46% of the way to Mars.
Sector scanned.
No resources in Sector B3. Not surprising, actually. Alright, so we will choose E7 to be Sector 9 again. Oh, and we missed our rocket taking off. Whoa. We also apparently missed a meteorite. Or a meteor. That was interesting. What is that? Okay, we have orphaned drones. So we are going to give our orphaned drones over to a drone hub. And I know I have one over this ways. There we go. I actually need to put a drone hub out here near the landing zone. And they just dropped their food things on the landing pad. Oh no. Let's see if we can grab one. And get it to come pick up resources. There we go. Alright, and it can take those. There we go. So we'll get it to clear off this landing pad. Our advanced Martian engines is at 56%. We do need to set up some gardens in our dome. We have not done that yet, and we do have space for them, and that will give some of our people some things to be happy with. Oops, so let's do that. And we're going to look at small alleys because those are a good way of actually building bigger gardens.
Anomaly analyzed.
There we go. And we'll put a small fountain in the middle of that stuff. Alright, so the planetary anomaly has been analyzed. We gained 32 metals. And our ship should be on its way back. Returning from a planetary anomaly, Project Archimedes. And our ship coming from Earth is at 88% of the way, and the ship going back to Earth is at 81% of the way back to Earth. And we now have a nice little area that is being built. With a fountain and everything. Between our hospital, our grocery, and our hydroponics farm. There we go. Let's see how many people take advantage of it. What I like is that half our dome is still empty, so we do have places to put other things as we go along. What I kind of regret is that we have all this space back here behind the housing that we can't put anything because they're just too big. You know, I mean, it goes out into the edge of the outside the edge of the dome. All right, so we have a ship back, I think. No, we have a ship about to land. Cool. All right, so let's get that ship ready to land. And we need to call a drone over anyway to get this piece of food off the landing pad. And this one is sitting here doing nothing in particular, so we will use it to do it.
Funding received.
And Liberty 1 is back with the metals that it got from that planetary anomaly. 100 million we received on those rare metals export. And we have our new ships, our new transport and explorer. So we have to wait on that drone to move that one little box. So that we can land our next ship. Okay, so it's got that. There we go. Okay. And let's go ahead and set this one up for the trip it needs to go on. Arg. There we go. So now it will only take off what it needs to take off. And we'll load up what it needs to load up. There. And Courage can go back to Earth. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and start setting up a couple of metals routes. And we will load resources. We'll just say all. And nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Dang it. Again, it is horrible when you keep hitting the wrong danged button. There we go. That's got that one set. Nope. I undid it. Alright. Load resources. All. Load resources. Alright. Now, transport number 2. We're going to go over this way. And I'm just saying all because that way if I'm missing something, it won't be that bad a deal. It'll get them. Otherwise, it just will skip over it and come back. So there we go. And we'll move Explorer 2 out of the way. And we are unloading electronics, loading metals, loading fuel, unloading polymers and machine parts. For our trip to the SETI site. And refueling. And we'll go ahead and allow it to gather exports since that one's going back to Earth. There we go. So that's got that all set up. 6 sols, 4 hours left to go in our founder stage. You know, you gotta imagine, with all the dust on Mars, living in a dome has to be nice because you don't have any. Especially when you look at all the dust on top of the fungal farm. Let's go inside and take a look. There's our botanists working, grazing mushrooms. Lots and lots of mushrooms. But mushrooms are so good, you know, because they can be vegetable, they can be meat. You know, 2 things in one. Our leaf crops look good. Very tasty looking. I know our geologists will be happy once we can get them back into geology instead of working in the space bar and the grocer. I think listening to that music all day long would drive me mad. It's almost like being at an outlet mall. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. View message.
It's a rough life here on Mars. You can't prepare for addiction.
Despite the great lengths we go through to make it seem safe and as close as possible to home, one's mind is never too far from the dangers that the privilege of being an interplanetary pioneer carries. We all find our own ways to cope with this pressure. Sherman Dayton finds it in the bottle. Hint, the founder, Sherman Dayton, has the alcohol trait. Oh, goodness. Decisions. View or alcohol is not the answer. What will give us the better thing? We really can't change it right now. We don't have the mental health spire thing. So we'll just view for now. And of course, he's a medic. Goodness. Poor guy. Though it does lead to the question, you know, how do you guarantee that somebody's not going to find an addiction when you're dealing with being stuck inside a dome with the same 11 other people for 10, what is effectively 10 years. All right, 5 souls, 22 hours remaining on our founder stage. And while this is an open-ended game, it does have its conditions for winning, per se. Just waiting for them to get done is going to be the thing. Let's see. It's still loading fuel and metals, and still unloading polymers and machine parts. But at least the electronics are all loaded. Helps that we brought most of them from Earth. And this rocket is still refueling. And I wonder why it's not unloading the metals. If automated mode is activated, the rocket will repeatedly travel to Earth and back. It will land on the same spot and won't carry any imports or passengers from Earth. The rocket will launch to Earth when the cargo hold is full and the rocket is refueled. Closer to 11 with the Mars orbit being longer than Earth. That's true, but for the ease of the game, they've divided it into basically Earth-type things, Earth-type measurements. So we're going to deactivate manual mode. I prefer being able to... or deactivate automated mode. I prefer to be able to to micromanage my rockets. I knew what I was trying to say. I was just getting kind of tongue-tied there. Sorry about that. Alright, so refueling, waiting on exports. Ugh! Load already! Yes, words. Alright, much as I hate to, we're going to speed this up just a touch. There we go. Mostly because I really do want to see these ships take off. And it still has to load fuel. And we didn't buy another fuel refinery. I'm going to have to get one, much as I don't want to. As much as I wanted to wait and just absolutely research it and be able to build it on Mars itself. Let's see. Goodness. We have no research buildings, no genius colonists, no outsourcing. But we are making 300 research points per day, per soul. %, on advanced Martian engines.
Sector scanned.
Ooh, rare metals up there. Good. We will eventually get up there. Words are not hard. Tongues are hard. Trying to get them to do what I want it to do right now. All right. Come on, where are my little dronies? Transport. Explorer. And we'll bring the RC commander this way for some reason. He's just sitting way over there in the back doing nothing. So he'll bring his little 4 drones with him. And we will temporarily assign them to that unit, and they can start pulling stuff off. There we go. There, that's what we needed to do. And whoops. Well, thank you, Veritable Calamity, for being a follower. And how are you doing today, dear? So, okay, let's see. How are we doing on our... I appreciate the pop in and the follow. Okay, let's see. We are still waiting for fuel for the required payload, not only that for refueling. And we have a building not working. Which one's not working? Oh, I bet our storage is full. Storage space is full. We need another storage spot for concrete. We're going to put this one nearby simply because we've got one really full over by the dome. And we might need it later on. So we'll put one... Oh, we'll put it right here. There we go. So now I have all those little drones going and unloading and loading that. Fickle economics, your attention is required. Our sponsor informs us that due to changes in the economic conditions, the import price of a key resource... Okay. Our sponsor informs us that due to changes in the economic conditions, the import price of a key resource will soon be increased. It turns out that even Mars is not beyond the reach of stock market hiccups on our mother planet. Effect: the import price of electronics will be increased by 100% in 5 sols. All right, politician or city mayor. I will personally negotiate special terms. The price increase will happen in 10 sols instead. We're going to take that one because we need to, and that way we can go ahead and get some electronics up to Mars before the price goes up and not have to worry about it, since we're sending off so many of them on this SETI expedition. When we get this one rocket to go back, when Liberty goes back, we'll just fill it with electronics and bring them up to Mars and leave them set. Exactly. I mean, eventually I want to go ahead and build a couple of electronics plants, but, we're not anywhere near ready for that yet. All right, so waiting on fuel on Courage to go to SETI. Okay, let's see what sector got scanned. More metals. That's always good. And set up sections E6 and E5 for scanning.
Research complete.
All right. So now we can go ahead and look at what we can do. Water reclamation system. Water on Mars is abundant, yet it is mostly underground in a frozen state, making it, while within reach, still difficult and expensive to mine. This makes recycling necessary to ensure a steady water supply. Or sustainable architecture. In-dome buildings require maintenance less often. Shifting focus away from fixing it to avoiding it is the natural step forward for any Martian habitat. Well, thank you, Atlas Horse, for the follow. We will go ahead and let's go ahead and do sustainable architecture. Simply because the less we have to maintain buildings, the better off we are. There we go. So that's set up now. All right. We should be about ready for our rocket to go do the SETI thing. You are not supposed to be... There we go. Now it's not on... Now it is on manually manage. Okay, good. Ooh, 8 exports on board. That's going to be some really good money in the bank. Still got 3.2 metals to come off. And still at 37 fuel to get on board. Wait, why is it unloading fuel? Why are you unloading fuel? All right, that makes no sense. It's unloading fuel just to load fuel. Oh, I know why. Because we don't need as much fuel on board for it to... That's what it was. Our fuel... Yeah, taking the extra fuel from the engines. I did not think about the fact that it was that we had gotten the Martian engines that would do that. Yes, that's actually a good thing because that's that much faster it's going to be ready to go. And how are we doing with Liberty 1? Liberty 1 is at 13 fuel out of 30. It's getting there. And still 3.2 resources, metals on board to get off. So our metals depot must be full. It is. So we need another metals depot. Oh goodness, look at that. We have metals all behind our transport too. All right. So there's metals. Oh, darn it, you're in the way. We'll put it behind the polymers. There we go. And that takes care of that. It is funny to see that. I was watching it last night. I kept trying to load one of the explorers for one of the planetary anomalies, and it kept going around the rocket instead of into it. And I was like, how do I get this thing on board the rocket? And then finally it just did it itself. I was like, oh, okay, just let it go and it'll do it on its own. 3 souls, 7 hours left in our founder stage. Woo, we're doing good. All right, so how are we doing here? 9 more canisters of fuel, and that should be ready to go. And still have 16 more to refuel on this rocket. And there they go.
Sector
Running,
scan.
running. So let's take a look at our sectors again. More metals. And that one is just being scanned. Okay. And we'll take that one next. How's our research going? Drone swarm is doing pretty good. Alright. So back down we go to our rockets. Not worrying about our colonists yet. We still have 3 souls in 1 hour till we have to actually worry too much about them. Alright. And up it goes. Down it comes. Goodness. I like zooming in on the drones because they have such cute little faces. We'll just pause right here and watch them come by. Oh, look at that little face. Just some little... Someone had a sense of humor when they made those, you know? All right. And now we get to watch our rocket blast off. Oh, that was cool. Meteor in the background as the rocket took off. "12 exports on board. Still gathering fuel. We are getting there. Almost. And Courage is flying on a special project, Launch SETI satellite. 3 souls, 23 hours remaining on that. 2 souls, 10 hours remaining on our founder stage. We're going to make some really decent money on this ship, on this load back to Earth on Liberty. She's got 12 exports on board. And still time. And the sun is coming up over Mars. Yeah, I've had that happen in 2 games that I've played. Where a child was born very close to the end of the founder stage. It was like, well, that was kind of a waste. It's kind of upsetting when they don't happen to have a baby early, you know? I was like, dang, people, you've been there for 10 sols. What the heck have you been doing? Obviously not breaking into couples. I have 3 medics in the infirmary, so yeah, we would hope that would help, but it hasn't this particular game. And hello to Atlas Horse. Gambling amidst the stars view message. Okay.
The first colonists are all gamblers coming to Mars. It's the ultimate roll of the dice.
They travel through 50 million miles to a rocky, inhospitable world and try to bend it to humanity's will. Marlene Berger, on the other hand, seems to also be a gambler in the more traditional sense. We must not judge. On the contrary, we must be supportive and help our dear comrade with whom we've traversed the void, spearheaded humanity's expansion on other worlds, only to find that we are no safer from vices so earthly. It's as if we never left. Hint, the founder Marlene Berger has the gambler trait. Okay. Well, okay. So she's a gambler. There are no casinos on Mars yet. So, we are not going to worry about her gambling addiction until she starts doing something to upset the others. 1 sol, 20 hours remaining, and we are almost refueled on this rocket. We've got to get to Earth and get electronics. Come on, hurry up. You know what? We're going to order another rocket because this one will be done shortly. So cargo. And all we are ordering wow, $2,000 million worth of electronics. That would be $2 billion. And still lots of space left to go. And actually, I don't want to get quite that many. I want that other fuel refinery. Still not enough space, so let's take out a couple more. Can we get a fuel refinery now? Yes. There we go. There we go. And back comes trust. Exactly. All right, so we're refueled. We've got 15 exports on board out of 30. We've got our electronics coming. Still have $18.9 billion in funding behind us. Let's go ahead and wait a little longer. We might be able to get a couple more exports. And trust is 22% of the way back.
Sector scanned.
Okay, let's look at our sectors. And that one has 59% buildable area,
Research
no
complete.
resources.
Milestone achieved.
Okay, the door towards the stars.
For the first time, a human has been born on Mars. It's truly a unique miracle.
The colonists have always felt like a family, but what makes the family stronger and more united is the promise of new life and a better future. We have truly been blessed with a rewarding responsibility to carry the torch of hope. Let this blooming of life serve as a symbol for all humans. Mars is no longer a dead world. Effect: the colony has been evaluated positively. Additional colonists can be called from Earth. Okay. Yay, we had a birth on Mars. With one soul left to go. Woohoo! Alright, so we are now a little bit ahead of the game. Oh, excuse me. And we will go ahead and look at some of the sectors we can now do. There we go. And now it is time to start using our probes. And we're going to use one. We're going to use them up on this bank of spots.
Anomaly found.
And that uses all our probes for right now. Wow. We just missed another meteor. And we found water. We've just got to get somebody up there to start researching. We've got 3 anomalies, a rare metal site. That's going to be a nice place to build our next dome, I think. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back down to our current dome. We have Trust 1 is almost to us. And Courage is 2 souls 12 hours remaining on her project. So now we need a couple of new buildings down here in our dome. Let's go ahead and slow our pace back down. And we're going to build in a nursery, simply because that is a necessity for with children. There we go. And a playground. I sat last night and yeah, I sat there last night and watched a child playing on the playground. That was so fun. That was so cute. And so now let's look at our goals. Mission goals. We have 13 out of 30 for 30 colonists on Mars. We have a Martian-born colonist, which gives us a reward of 5 free supply pods. Woo! Another goal is have 30 engineer applicant or 30 engineer applicants once we build a machine parts factory, a polymer factory, and an electronics factory. Generate 3,000 research points per soul. We're doing 300 out of 3,000, and we will get 30 scientist applicants. I really am having trouble speaking today. Goodness. Have 10 Martian-born specialists, and we will get a megadome prefab. Not bad. All right. And we have found water on Mars. It is the first Tuesday of the month of July. I know this because the sirens are going off for the tornado watch thing. You don't often hear those anymore, which is really funny. All right, so we need to research a breakthrough, all sponsor goals, scan all sectors, 100 colonists, 500, 1,000, construct a megadome, construct a wonder, 40% of workers in workshops, and new, complete a special project, send a rocket to complete one of the special projects that appear in the planetary view, and plant a tree on the surface of Mars. That's what I was saying, Elsinore. Research adapted vegetation and have a forestation plant with plant tree type set to a tree. Trees require high temperature and water terraforming process. Nowhere near ready for terraforming. Alright, so we have a rocket. $17 out of 30 resources. Or exports. Oh, do I want to send it back yet? No. Whereas our cargo rocket is nearly to us. And Courage 1 is still on her way to her mission. So let's look and watch our buildings being built. This is going to actually give us space for several more colonists. And there we go. And we have one resident in it. Kira 5th, a colonist living in this building. 1 out of 8 children available. But now we can actually bring some more colonists. We can get some non-specialized and some more geologists. And we can build a research lab and get some scientists. Okay. All right. So Trust 1 is ready to land with its fuel refinery and lots of machine parts. Liberty 1 is its 17 exports. All right, so we need, because we did get so many electronics, we're going to need another electronics depot. And there we go. And we'll go ahead and set that so that that one fills first. And our rocket just landed. I think once we hit 20 exports, we'll send off Liberty 1 and start looking at more colonists. Because we do have jobs that are available, and we can put in some more housing. If we put in one more housing unit, that'd give us 14 more people. We have space right now for 2 residential slots, 7 nursery slots. So we could actually, if we put in another, that gives us 14, 16 spots for people. I think the only thing that really bothers me is that you cannot send cargo and people at the same time. It would actually be more efficient if we could. All right, so what do we need in the way of people? We could use 3 more medics. Let's look at 3. 6 unspecified. 2. 5 more botanists. So that's 6 and 5 is 11, 14, 15 and 4. So we could actually use 19 more people with no problem. Plus we could also put in an electronics store, since we have electronics parts, which will satisfy some of our people's needs for gaming. And we do need to put in a research lab and get some scientists. All right. Am I going to be able to... I can put in a tunnel from here to a new dome, a tunnel from here to a new dome. So this leaves this spot here for building in, which would let us put in the new housing we need. Because we're not going to just go build a new dome all at once. Alright, so let's go ahead and put in some more housing. There we go. And while we watch, because this one should be almost loaded where we want it to be. I mean, at any point we could actually send it off, but we're going to go ahead and order a new ship from Earth. This one with some unspecialized people, some more botanists, and some more geologists. And we said we needed 5 geologists. Oh no, we don't need 5 geologists because we have a couple still working. If I remember correctly, she's a geologist. And he's a geologist, so that gives us 2 out of 5. So we need 3 geologists. 2, 5, that's 8. No, that's 7, and 3 is 10. That would only leave us 2 unspecified. Or unspecialized, rather. So our botanists are doing fine as they are. Our geologists, we could use more. All right, so we're going to go ahead and order a passenger rocket. That would get us our 3 geologists. Okay. And now we need, under specializations, no specialization. But actually, rather than that, let's get our scientists that we're going to get first. And we're just going to clear out everybody to start with and start running through. So we'll take Mr. Christian. He has the sexy trait, which greatly increases the birth rate. And we'll take Harrison Hudson. That's 5, and now we'll get 5 unspecialized. Simply because that will round us out quite nicely. All right. Survivor loses less health without food, water, oxygen, or when living in an unpowered dome. We can keep him. Whitney Simpson loses comfort every day while living in a dome with population over 30. 14 and 14 is 28, 29. Okay, we'll go ahead and take her. She can move to another dome when we get one built. Oh, shoot. Clicked the wrong button again. Maxim Tarasov. Glutton eats double rations. No. Angel Lincoln. Another sexy. We'll keep him. Chinglan Husu. Eats double rations. Survivor. Gains twice as much comfort in gardens as a hippie. Okay. Chang Su. Sexy. Greatly increased birth rate. And Anaya Gandhi. Also greatly increased birth rate. And now we have 2 more to get. Elmer Garrison. We'll take him. And Adina Studebaker. All right. That sounds like a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 12. What am I missing? Nothing? Okay. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So we'll launch that one. And 17 out of 30, that's not bad. Passenger rocket cooperation is 4% of the way to us. What's going on with trust? Trust is loading exports, waiting to refuel. Alright, we're going to take exports off of trust right now. And courage is at 64% of her mission. Let's go ahead and, while we're looking at trust, look at some of these other planetary anomalies we can do. All right. That requires crew, so nope. High-speed comm satellite. Increase sponsor research in exchange for constructing and launching an advanced communications satellite. Requires 100 metals, 100 fuel, and 100 electronics. Takes 4 souls and 4 hours. Outcome 400 research points. The only problem is the electronics. We'll have to wait on that one. Project Monarch requires people. Yeah, but with the price of electronics, till we can get an electronics lab built, that's going to have to wait. We're doing SETI. Don't want the meteors yet, because if I remember correctly, oh, that just requires 60 fuel. Huh. And we do have an extra fuel refinery now. Might not be a bad idea. But before we do that, we need to put out that fuel refinery. We have 2 fuel refineries. Why do we have 2 fuel refineries? Well, one thing's for certain. We can put them both out and make some fuel. Make lots of fuel. Fuel is a good thing. Kind of want to keep them all in the line. So let's see how we do here. 400 passive research is nothing to scoff at. No, it's not. That's actually very good. May have to send for a small electronics whatchamadoohickey. Oh, and we are now low on power. Lovely. Let's go ahead and open this one, which we didn't do for some reason. All right. So our power grid is, power production is 40, total demand is 35. $19 out of 30. And cooperation is still traveling to Mars at 28%, almost 29% of the way. When cooperation gets nearby, we'll send Liberty up, whether she's fully loaded or not. In the meantime, almost time to start putting out some windmills. Let's go ahead and put a third generator out. Where is that? Where are those other two? Right there? Okay, so we'll put the third one there. Probably not. Maybe. I don't. Let me look. Let's see. We have we have 253 electronics. We can go ahead and send that then. And go ahead and buy more. So, yeah. With all the rare metals we're sending back, we can afford to buy more, yeah. And now we're going to go ahead and there. I should put that in a line, and that's close enough to our landing pads. So let's go back and look at the price of electronics. All our rockets are in use, but we have 5 available supply pods. Price of electronics. 100 million. That gets us 25 if we do it that way. We'll wait till we send the rocket back.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Alright, let's take a look at that. And find one of our explorers that are sitting idle and send that baby up there. There. Alright, 20 was where I said I wanted to have it before we got it sent. We'll send that ship off. And off she goes. There we go. And we can buy more electronics when it gets to Earth. Alright, and because we're going to need electronics for that mission, there we go. There. Okay. So pretty soon we're going to have 3 working refineries. And it's time to start building in some power accumulators because we are really getting... Oh, and we need to put some more water tanks out. Which we have 2 of. There we go. And let's go ahead and put a couple of power accumulators out for our extra power that we are building up. There we go. Alright, so let's look. Cooperation is still on its way to Mars, 75%. Liberty is 18% on its way back to Earth. And we can actually start going ahead in a minute. We have an empty slot for research. So let's see, low G engineering, do we want the medium dome yet? Actually, we'll take systematic training. Hell yeah, I'm a botanist. Fear my botany powers. Andy Ware, the Martian. And we are going to go ahead and zoom up. We want to send our RC commander over here. Because what we want to do is go ahead and start our first tunnel. Oh, we need to go get those resources. Load all. All right, and let's see. That was 2, so let's pick 1. And we'll take this baby over in this area to gather up any resources that are there.
Anomaly analyzed.
All right, new techs are available
There's
for
more
research.
to the barren environs of the red planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder. So long as you know where to look.
Nice. In this one, we've got low G turbines, planetary survey, soil adaptation, storage compression, and transport optimization. Those are going to come in handy. All right. Why did you not move, little bugger? There. Thank you, Alcinor. We've almost got our second load of passengers. And Trust is going to a special project, and Courage is 13 hours away from finishing the SETI satellite project. And Cooperation has arrived. Our second passengers. So now we can go and tell our geologists that they can actually work as geologists instead of as generic monkeys. There we go.
New colonists have arrived.
And Liberty is almost back to Earth, which will be good because then we can buy some more electronics. Still only one child born, but that's fine. All right, now I need to remember what I brought up. All right, I have 2 scientists, if I remember correctly. Geologist, 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 geologist. And a medic. Okay. Alright, so we won't have too much of a problem with people finding jobs. Except for our scientists, who we haven't built a research lab for yet. Alright, so let's build a research lab. There we go. All right. Huh. Okay. So all my geologists slots are full. What am I missing? Able to work? No. Unemployed. One scientist. No specialization. No specialization. No specialization. 2 scientists. So 2 scientists and 3 with no specialization. Okay. So the scientists will have jobs shortly. Three with no specialization. All right. We want to open those full time, and that still leaves us 1 with no specialization. Could have sworn I had an extra medic. All right. So we are going to build a small electronics store. Ah, there's only one size electronics store. There we go. And that will give us everybody employed. Oh, we have everybody employed. And 3 vacant work slots. What's vacant? 2 there. Those are all full.
Achieved.
Complete a social project. All right. SETI satellite. View message. Our very own SETI satellite has been delivered and launched into Martian orbit. It is now operational and will continue towards the decades-old mission of finding signs of intelligent life elsewhere in the galaxy. All right. I am missing a job somewhere. All right, there's 3 working there. Has to be.
Funding received.
Oh, we made 500 million on that shipment. Not bad. That's fine. Ah, that's where my other one was. There. So that takes care of that. Still leaves 2 open. And there we go. I need more medics is the problem. All right. But I have 4 places that people can live. In the meantime, we want to go back to Earth. And fill a cargo rocket with, of course, more electronics. That 500 million we just made will be wiped out with buying electronics. But we need them, so and we'll get some polymers while we're at it. How How much are the polymers? 70 million, so yeah. The price of electronics has gone up. So what we will do, instead of taking all those electronics, that's not what I wanted to do. There, we'll only take 50. And we'll go ahead and buy a couple of prefab buildings. We'll buy a small electronics factory, polymer, and a small machine parts factory. We still have 23,000 kilograms we can put on board. Let's go ahead and buy some more drones. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That gives us an even 40. And some orbital probes. 4, 5, 6. 6 orbital probes. And some more machine parts. That gets us 10, but that's good. All right, so that one's off on its way back to Mars. And that way, we can build another dome a little later. Now let's take a look at our ships. Courage is 59% of the way back. Trust is still going to its special project. Liberty is traveling to Mars. And Cooperation is still waiting to be fueled. And gathering exports. All right, we're going to speed time up because we really need to get these ships loaded. And now we have to slow it down for a minute because I do need to look at all right, that's that set. How's our research? We have an empty slot. So this time we are going to go ahead and, oh, we have a new building, farm, and utility crops. Unlock new crops in farms and hydroponic farms that provide oxygen and improve soil quality. We could do some storage compression. Oxygen and power storage capacity expanded by 50%. Life support reserves are essential for the survival of the colony. Fortunately, a new method of compressing fluids in low-gravity environments can help us increase our reserve capacity greatly. We're going to go ahead and take that one before we do medium-sized domes. Medium-sized domes should be our next research project in the queue. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and set up our first tunnel up into the mountains. Oh, Courage is ready to land. But there's nowhere to land her yet. All right. Yeah, that looks good that way. All right, I want to look. And we'll go ahead and bring the tunnel out there. There we go. Refueling is taking so long right now. It doesn't say how long Courage, or yeah, it doesn't say how long the rocket is going to stay up there with no problem. But we'll just leave it for now. All right.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
What's not working now? Oh, the electronics store, which needs people. Alright, if we close one shift there and now we have 2 people working there. All right. Nobody's unemployed. We have 1 vacant work slot. Oh, our child has grown up. That's what it is. All right. Nope, our child is still a child. How did we do that? Oh well. Regardless. Our people now have a place to shop. Okay, says they're still missing a service building shopping, missing a service building luxury, missing a service building drinking, missing a service building gaming, missing a service building, and now that one's gone. Shopping, social, luxury, drinking, gaming. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if they just don't quite measure everything the way most people would. All right, let's look at our rockets. Still loading. Still loading fuel. And we're still waiting on that. And let's go ahead while we're waiting and set up a transport route for our wonderful transport that's just sitting here doing nothing at the moment. But we have to find a place that has metals that need to be picked up. All right. $76 out of 100 fuel. $4 out of 30. Let's speed things up. Alright, we have a drone heavy load transportation problem. We need more more drones, obviously. And we have Liberty 1 is here ready to land. We're going to have to get these ships off the landing pads. Or else we're just going to have to land them regardless. And there goes the one. Courage needs to land, but it doesn't have anything on board. Liberty does. We'll go ahead and land Liberty first.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Okay, and I am going to actually pause here for the night. And we will pick up here on Thursday. Now, I will be late coming in on Thursday due to a conflicting appointment. So it will be 3 o'clock before we start. 3 o'clock? No, Elsinore, what time was it that I would be able to be back? I think it's 2:30 Central Time, I think is what it was. And we'll actually run later in the evening that day. So, yeah, so it'll be 2:30 that I'll be starting on Thursday, and we'll run till 6:30 on Thursday this week only. So please remember, if you plan on watching again, please remember that we will be late on Thursday due to a scheduling conflict. Other than that, I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself today, and I look forward to seeing you again next on Thursday. Starting Sunday, I am going to add an extra day to my week, and we'll stream from 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon to 5 o'clock Sunday night as well. So, 3 days a week starting this week, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are. I've enjoyed talking to you and playing today. I look forward to seeing y'all on Thursday, and I hope you have a good night. And we're going to save this as a new beginning. There we go. And thank you for being here today. Have a good one. Bye-bye.